Hi there, science heads. Welcome back to Science 2.0. Well, in the last episode, I said I might be running out of ideas, but no need to worry about that because I've got it all covered. Let me tell you about something I found out about called Behold a Pale Horse. Behold a Pale Horse is probably the coolest book I've ever read. It needs to go on the New York Times bestseller list. That sound you hear is just the Illuminati, don't mind them. They've been pestering me for the past week on end. Anywho, like I was saying, Behold a Pale Horse is such a cool book. It's by John Fitzpatrick Kilpatrick Kubrick, and it was written by John Stanley Milgram Hughes, who was a former Marine veteran, and during his time in the National Guard, he learned all kinds of wacky military secrets, and luckily, just like Edward Snowden, he's willing to bring his secrets to you. Now, the title of the book, Behold a Pale Horse, means the scary fourth horse of the scary four horses of the Kerplocalypse, which is bad times. And so this horse, bad times, means don't trust the filthy Illuminatis and the conspirators. Now, Behold a Pale Horse is a very cool book in that it's written for the average conspirator theorist to understand. Any layman can comprehend it. It doesn't have smart words. It doesn't have smart terms. Nothing is smart about it. It's just it's not for smart people. It's for average fellas like you or me to understand. You get that? Okay, so anywho, the point being that John Lee Stans Milgram's he was a guy in the army, and he decided to leak all the secret stuff. So he puts it all in this big 400-page ramble, which he calls Behold a Pale Horse, which, as I already said, is about the third horse of the apocalypse, which is bad times. And then he goes on to just kind of sketch out all this fun, wacky stuff, which you really ought to know about, especially considering that it's 100% true. It is 100% true and accurate, and he doesn't stretch the facts, not even a little bit. He is what I would call a reliable source. I would source him in any essay I do, because by gosh, if there's anyone I trust, it's Nick Bolton Fitzpatrick, who is such a smart fella, and he's not alive anymore, sadly. But as I hear it, he was kind of like Howard Hughes in that he was a big recluse, and he had a bushy beard. And just to think that he would bestow this gorgeous book upon the human race really says something about, like, he must be smart, because he wrote a book, so he must be really smart. So yeah, it's loads of fun. It's loads of fun. For the budding conspiracy theorist, this is a great textbook. I hear they offer it in the college course Conspiracy Theories 101, and even in the advanced course, Conspiracy Theories 102. That's how you know you're onto something good. This guy is a real smart genius man, because my gosh, everything in it sounds smart, despite the fact that it's kind of an incoherent ramble of jumble. A lot like James Joyce's Ulysses, except James Joyce's Ulysses I read once, and it was too smart for me. There are too many smart, long words that James Joyce uses, and I also feel like that book might kind of have a plot or like some substance to it. Don't worry. Behold a Pale Horse has zero substance. It is just a long ramble on how scary and bad and evil the government is, and lucky for us, John Milgram, Fitzgerald, Genovese, Socal, Lombardo is willing to give us this hot info that's off the charts, and like, wow. Anywho, like I was saying, so this book, it's kind of reminiscent of the hipster book House of Leaves, which I read, and I didn't really like it, but I heard it was hipster and trendy, so I read it. But the point being, that Behold a Pale Horse is great for any conspiracy theorist, whether, and some of the stuff on this show is rather conservative. I'm a real right-winger up in here, but, so the point being, this is a great resource for anyone on any side of the aisle. If you're a liberal conspiracy theorist, you'll enjoy Behold a Pale Horse. If you're a moderate conspiracy theorist, you'll enjoy Behold a Pale Horse. If you're a conservative conspiracy theorist, you'll enjoy Behold a Pale Horse. The only person that wouldn't enjoy Behold a Pale Horse is someone who doesn't buy into conspiracy theories the way that I do. And you might say, oh, well, I'm a skeptic. And here's the thing, Mr. Skeptic. Which is more likely? That NASA sent a man to the moon? Or that NASA decided to lie and say that we sent a man to the moon and then hire Stanley Kubrick to make The Shining, which has a scene in it that has a baby, and a baby was also like Rosemary's Baby. And Roman Polanski made Rosemary's Baby, and Roman Polanski's wife is Sharon Tate, and Sharon Tate was killed by Quentin Tarantino. You see that? It's a big ramble. It's a big jumble. It all ties together, and that's the kind of stuff you can expect from the best-selling novel Behold a Pale Horse by pro-Army veteran Brandon Zombardo Fitzgerald, and he talks about all the stuff. He talks about all this stuff that he can't prove, and he has no, he is, he can't prove it, but he knows it, because that's how conspiracy theorists operate. That's the real deep knowledge that they don't want you to know. So again, Science 2.0 recommended. Big thumbs up here for Mr. Spashkish Malarkey Fitzpatrick. McGerald's book, behold the pale spash. And alright, it looks like it's time for the Science 2.0 fun fact of the day. So today's fun fact comes from Arkin Riverview of Gees Point, Ohio, and she says, "Dear Science 2.0, what do you use on your hair?" Good question. I use only the best in suave oils and nutritionists, and 9 out of 10 doctors will tell you that they get a sick burn every time they go out on Tony Hawk's Skater Pro. So with that incoherent word salad out of the way, I'm gonna recommend you go read Behold a Pale Horse, Science 2.0, and out and stay awake and stay aware and do the conspiracy boogie. Wahoo!